We are gathered here today with the Yale and Haerter families in this solemn ceremony honoring two American heroes. Corporal Jonathan Yale and Lance Corporal Jordan Haerter embody the finest values of the United States Marine Corps: honor, courage, and commitment. Marines are famous the world over for their ability to accomplish the near impossible. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, from Guadalcanal and Tarawa to Fallujah and Ramadi. No matter the odds, Marines always accomplish their mission. Today's ceremony is a great occasion to give the American people some sense of the debt we owe to our Marines and to all of our military forces who defend freedom around the world. In the global war on terror, the Marines have done what they have always done across history: stood fast in the face of a determined enemy and defeated them with their unflappable discipline and superior training. Thanks in large measure to the courage and fortitude of our Marines, our nation has brought stability and prosperity to areas of Iraq that long saw neither. By April of 2008, the people of Iraq had chosen a new and democratically elected government to represent them. The government was functioning and the economy was growing. Sectarian violence was decreasing. But despite this progress, embittered and desperate insurgents continued to carry out attacks. These insurgents had not counted on the likes of Jonathan Yale and Jordan Haerter. Each came from differing backgrounds. Jonathan from Virginia and Jordan from New York. Both of them enlisted in the summer of '06 when the Iraqi insurgency was near its height. Not only that, but they enlisted as infantrymen. Make no mistake about it, when these young men elected to serve their country, they knew the situation they would likely face. Yet they chose to serve because they believed that they could make a difference in this world. One looked forward to a career in law enforcement. One was known for his ability to make anyone laugh. Each served with total dedication to their calling on the front lines of freedom. In April of '08, fate brought Corporal Yale and Lance Corporal Haerter and their fellow Marines to Joint Security Station Nasser in Al-Anbar province. On that particular day last spring, these two Marines were given a most important but dangerous mission, guarding an entry control point. It's important to note that these two Marines were from separate units in the midst of a transfer of authority from one battalion to another. That fact makes their actions on this day even more remarkable. Although not from the same unit, they acted as one in response to the threat. When a suicide bomber accelerated his truck towards their position, Jonathan and Jordan had no time to call for reinforcements. They had no time to report the situation up the chain of command. They had time only to rely on their discipline, their training, and their instincts. And they stood their ground. Engaging the truck with small arms, their precise fire stopped the suicide bomber from breaking through the entry control point, saving the lives of more than 50 Marines and Iraqi policemen. As they have always done, our Marines are committed to doing that which our nation has asked them to do all the way through to its end. We Americans can best honor our heroes' sacrifice by ensuring that their sacrifice was not made in vain. Jonathan and Jordan are shining examples of the promise of America's next generation. They could have had many other opportunities in life. Yet they chose to leave these things behind and devote themselves instead to the calling of their country. They gave their lives as they lived them, for truths as emphatic as they are simple: brotherhood, loyalty, devotion, sacrifice, extraordinary heroism. Those words epitomize their last selfless act on this earth. They lived the Marine Corps motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. There are 50 people alive today because of Jonathan and Jordan's faithfulness. Semper Fidelis indeed. These Americans' extraordinary heroism has earned them the Navy Cross and a place of legend in Marine Corps history for generations to come. I have seen the best of America, and these Marines would make our founding fathers proud. Two of America's finest, lost protecting their friends against the enemies of freedom, are no longer with us. But by their sacrifice, these two shining examples of courage and devotion will inspire the heroes that will lead our nation to victory in the years ahead. The final verse of the Marines' hymn concludes, "If the Army and the Navy ever look on heaven's scenes, they will find the streets are guarded by United States Marines." I have every confidence that if Jonathan and Jordan are on duty today, they are standing their post as proudly as they did on that April Tuesday in Ramadi. Let us be inspired by the heroism of these two Marines and by the many sacrifices made by patriots at home and abroad in a global war on terror. To our Marines and all those who wear the uniform, thank you for your service to our nation. May God bless our Navy and Marine Corps, and may God continue to bless America.
Assisting the Secretary of the Navy in the presentations is Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, Sergeant Major Carlton Kent. The President of the United States takes pride in presenting the Navy Cross posthumously to Corporal Jonathan T. Yale, United States Marine Corps, for service as set forth in the following citation. For extraordinary heroism while serving as an anti-tank missileman, Mobile Assault Platoon Corps, Weapons Company, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 1, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, forward in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom on 22 April 2008. While Corporal Yale and a fellow Marine manned a sentry post at the entry control point for Joint Security Station Nasser in Ramadi, Iraq, a tank truck suddenly began to rapidly negotiate the serpentine concrete obstacles leading to the entry control point. Corporal Yale and his fellow Marine quickly recognized the threat of a suicide bomber driving a truck capable of carrying a large quantity of explosives and posing a major threat to more than 50 Marines and Iraqi policemen in the Joint Security Station. Corporal Yale immediately engaged the truck with precise fire from his M249 squad automatic weapon, while his fellow Marine opened fire with his M4 rifle. Ignoring the grave personal risk, Corporal Yale and his fellow Marine continued their accurate fires, stopping the truck a few feet from their positions. At that instant, the suicide bomber detonated approximately 2,000 pounds of explosives contained in the truck, leveling the entry control point and mortally wounding Corporal Yale. The courageous actions of Corporal Yale in resolutely defending his post against an imminent threat undoubtedly helped save the lives of more than 50 Marines and Iraqi policemen at Joint Security Station Nasser that day. By his outstanding display of decisive leadership, courageous actions, and total devotion to duty, Corporal Yale reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. For the President, Donald C. Winter, Secretary of the Navy. The President of the United States takes pride in presenting the Navy Cross posthumously to Lance Corporal Jordan C. Haerter, United States Marine Corps, for service as set forth in the following citation. For extraordinary heroism while serving as a rifleman, 3rd Platoon, Weapons Company, 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 1, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force forward in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom on 22 April 2008. While Lance Corporal Haerter and a fellow Marine manned a sentry post at the entry control point for Joint Security Station Nazar in Ramadi, Iraq, a tank truck suddenly began to rapidly negotiate the serpentine concrete obstacles leading to the entry control point. Lance Corporal Haerter and his fellow Marine quickly recognized the threat of a suicide bomber driving a truck capable of carrying a large quantity of explosives and posing a major threat to more than 50 Marines and Iraqi policemen in the Joint Security Station. Lance Corporal Haerter immediately engaged the truck with precise fire from his M4 rifle, while his fellow Marine opened fire with his M249 squad automatic weapon. Ignoring the grave personal risk, Lance Corporal Haerter and his fellow Marine continued their accurate fires, stopping the truck a few feet from their positions. At that instant, the suicide bomber detonated approximately 2,000 pounds of explosives contained in the truck, leveling the entry control point and mortally wounding Lance Corporal Haerter. The courageous actions of Lance Corporal Haerter in resolutely defending his post against an imminent threat undoubtedly helped save the lives of more than 50 Marines and Iraqi policemen at the Joint Security Station Nazar that day.